will never forget the night we heard the drums. They started just after midnight, booming across the hills, waking everyone in the village. At first, I thought it was a celebration. Maybe one of the elders was calling the ancestors for blessings. But there was something wrong about the sound. The rhythm was off. The drums didn't sound like they were played by human hands. And they were not stopping. The old man, Baba Mosi, was the first to speak. He said the drums were a warning. He told us stories about how Comland had come to be, stories our parents whispered to scare us into behaving when we were children. But that night, the story didn't feel like a warning for children. It felt real. Before this land was calm, Baba Mosi said, it was ruled by the spirits of the mountain. People came here, thinking they could make the land their own. But the spirits didn't want to be disturbed. The first settlers ignored the signs, the animals that refused to cross the river, the strange faces people saw in the trees, the footsteps that followed them when no one was behind them. I could feel the hairs on my neck stand up as he spoke. The drums, Baba continued, are their way of telling us they have not forgotten. They want something. Something has disturbed them again. No one wanted to listen, but we didn't have a choice. The next day, people started disappearing. First, it was a boy named Tomba who went to fetch water from the stream. They found his sandals near the river, but there was no sign of him. That same night, another person vanished, an old woman, Mama Soni, who lived near the edge of the village. She was gone by morning. It didn't make sense. There were no screams. No signs of a struggle. Just silence. Every night, the drums got louder, and every day, someone else went missing. We started to think about the forbidden hill just past the river, the one we were told never to visit. As children, we dared each other to climb it, but no one ever did. It was the place where the spirits lived. They said if you went there, you wouldn't come back. Now, Baba Mosi said that was where we needed to go if we wanted to end the disappearances. We didn't want to believe him. But with more people vanishing each day, we didn't have a choice. A small group of us, including myself, decided to go. The elders gave us offerings to take, gifts for the spirits, palm wine, yams, kola nuts. Baba said it might calm them, or at least make them listen. The hill was covered in thick mist when we reached it. The trees there looked older than anything I had ever seen, their twisted branches reaching out like hands. As we climbed, the air felt heavier, like something was watching us. At the top, there was a small clearing. And there, in the center of the clearing, were the missing villagers. Or what was left of them. They were standing perfectly still, their eyes open but lifeless, their skin pale like they hadn't seen sunlight in days. I could barely breathe as I saw Tomba and Mama Soni among them, staring straight ahead, unblinking. The drums had stopped. We placed the offerings on the ground, trembling. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, without warning, the trees around us began to sway, even though there was no wind. A low hum filled the air, growing louder, vibrating through the ground. Suddenly, the villagers who had been standing in front of us began to move, but not like normal people. Their bodies jerked unnaturally, like puppets pulled by invisible strings. They turned towards us, and I saw that their eyes were black, darker than the night sky. No light, no life. Just endless darkness. That's when I ran. I don't know how I made it back to the village. I just remember running, my heart pounding in my chest, not daring to look back. The others who came with me, they didn't make it. I never saw them again. The next morning, the drum stopped. The disappearances stopped. But no one talks about what happened. The village still stands, but we all know there's something wrong with this place. Something waiting. Sometimes, late at night, I think I can still hear the faint sound of drums in the distance. And I know they're just waiting for someone to disturb them again.